Welcome to Midland Memorial. We're glad you're here. We do orientation every couple of weeks still. We have a full house every time. We're growing very rapidly here at Midland Memorial, as you'll see. I'll take you through some of our history, what we're about, what our mission and goals are, and answer any questions you have about Midland Memorial. First of all, who are we? Midland Memorial Hospital, it was founded by the Midland Memorial Foundation back in 1947. The foundation put together the group that built the very first hospital in Midland. The foundation still exists today. It has a board of governors that oversees the operations of the hospital. Many years later, as you'll see, around late 1970s, the hospital became a hospital district. Like a school district, it becomes a special taxing, and if you've ever paid property taxes in Midland, you know there's a property tax piece for Midland Memorial Hospital. That was put in place because we needed some capital that we couldn't afford, so we became a hospital district, began taxing the citizens back in the late 1970s. But there's still a management agreement between the district, the 7 elected board members that we have, and the foundation. The foundation continues to oversee the hospital operations through today. They appoint a board of trustees, so we have 3 boards. I get to do 3 presentations every month, the exact same presentation to each board. It's always exciting. But they appoint a board of trustees who actually does the oversight for the governors. The governors don't meet monthly and do the oversight of the hospital. They appoint the trustees, and the board of governors' goal is to do fundraising for the hospital. The big new tower that we have out front that opened just about 15 months ago, that was a $175 million project. We passed $115 million in bonds, and the foundation raised over $60 million to pay the balance of the bill for that building. So they've done fantastic work for us. As it says here, they led for the campaign tomorrow. They have an endowment fund too that total today about $22 million. Their goal is to get that to $100 million by 2020. So they work very hard for us. We're very blessed to have them. All the work that they do is solely for the benefit of Midland Memorial Hospital. Let's see, Midland County Hospital District, there we go, 1977. I couldn't remember the exact year. Today, we generate about $24 million in tax revenue. $18 million of that goes toward capital purchases for operations of the hospital. If we need a new MRI, if we need to do some construction, whatever it might be, that's what that goes toward. And then the balance $6 million pays the debt service on the building that we built out front. That's a 30-year note, and that goes toward that. That's only 10% of our total revenue, so we do about $225 million of revenue. Unlike other taxing entities, the school district, the county, who their only source of revenue is the tax that they apply to you guys, it's a very small portion for us. We're essentially a business, and most of our revenue comes off the services we provide to our patients. Okay, and as I said, they have an elected board. There's seven members that are elected by you ever so often to serve on our board at Midland County Hospital District. So the hospital, we're 230 beds. I think that's almost up to 236. We have some additional beds that are opening up on the 8th floor in the next few weeks. We have 1,500 employees, 300 physicians. Physicians aren't employees, they're independent contractors, but they work in our hospital and they have to be licensed and credentialed to do so. And we're the county's only hospital. If you look at other hospitals in the West Texas corridor, Amarillo, Lubbock, San Angelo, Abilene, Odessa, they all have competing hospitals. They have usually a county hospital or a not-for-profit hospital like us. Then they have a for-profit hospital that competes with them. We don't have that in Midland. We're very blessed to be the only full-service hospital. There was a competing hospital up until about 2001 that now serves as our West Campus. We bought that hospital when that hospital corporation went out of business. So we're very lucky to be the only hospital. It takes a lot out. We get all the good paying patients as well as patients that we're a safety net hospital. People get sick and they don't have insurance, they come to our hospital. It's easier for us to take care of them because we also get the people that have insurance. In other towns, people who have insurance go to the private hospital. People that don't have insurance, they may end up at the county hospital, and it's very hard to balance that out. Welcome home. That's part of our mission statement. Goes back to many years to when Russell first got here, our CEO, who usually does this on Monday morning. So you're kind of playing with the B team today. But welcome home. We want everybody that comes into our hospital to be treated as if they were a guest in our home. That's the kind of service that we're looking for. So the mission, I'll read it to you real quick. Midland Memorial Hospital is committed to providing high quality, compassionate care and service to all of our patients, treating every patient, visitor, staff member, and physician as guests in our home. This is our hospital. Service is a big part of what we're about. It's not only what people and families expect when they come in times of need, that they get excellent customer service and have a good experience. It's now part of our reimbursement, actually, from the Medicare system. If people give us bad scores during their experience here, we don't get paid as well for the service that we provide. So service is a big part of what we're about. Our service excellence aim is exceptional patient and family experience of inpatient hospital care, safe, effective, patient-centered, timely, efficient, and equitable, as measured by HCAHPS. Families always mean those individuals the patient chooses to call family. So we don't decide who their family is, they tell us who it is. HCAHPS, that is the patient satisfaction survey that Medicare rolls out to a sample of patients at every hospital across the country that sees Medicare patients. It's a very specific survey. We don't come up with the questions. Everybody gets asked exactly the same questions whenever they get a survey. So they ask those questions in the exact same way, and then they can score us on a percentile basis against other hospitals in the country, other hospitals in Texas, other hospitals like us that are nonprofit. So this is really important to us. I think we may get into here. There's actually an incentive bonus for all employees if we perform high in patient satisfaction. You can earn up to 2% of your annual salary as a bonus at the end of the year. So our priorities here, going back to that service excellence in our mission statement. Number one, exemplary patient safety and patient quality. More than anything, we don't want somebody to come to our hospital and get hurt or get sick while they're here. We want to take care of people and send them out better than they were when they arrived. Number two, exemplary customer service, which we talked quite a bit about. Number three, a committed high-quality workforce. That's where you guys come in. We want people who love the hospital, love serving their community, come to work every day excited about the opportunity they have to interact with their community members. Not just the people they see at church or the people they see at the grocery store, their own family members. It's a special job to get to work at a place like this that the community is so dependent on. We want people that are committed to that kind of mission. Comprehensive, high-quality medical staff. We're constantly recruiting new physicians, primary care specialists, so that people who have a need in our community can get the care they need at Midland Memorial. They don't have to go to Dallas. They don't have to go to Lubbock. They don't have to go to Houston. They can get the care they need here. And we've made great advancements towards that in the last 10 years. Accessible primary care and emergency care. One of the ways to reduce people's sickness and having to come to the hospital a lot is if they have a doctor that they go see on a regular basis. A lot of people in Midland and all over the country, they don't have a primary physician. When they get sick, they think they need to go to the ER because they don't see a physician on a regular basis. So our goal to be able to combat that is we want to make sure there's enough primary care doctors in our community so that everybody can have a physician. It's much cheaper than going to the ER, and it's much more effective in keeping you healthy. Number six, sustainable financial viability. It's down at the bottom, but that's what I do as the CFO here, is try to maintain that. We could exert all the resources we have today to provide the best patient quality, the best customer service, but we've got to balance that so that we can do that long term. We're the only hospital in town. We want to make sure we're viable and we can be the hospital, the very good hospital for our community for the next 50 to 100 years. And last is compliance. That's relatively new. As a provider of Medicare and services to Medicare and Medicaid patients, the government constantly has their thumb on us and all other hospitals that provide those services. And they have very strict rules, and if you break those rules, you can get a lot of fines, you can get in a lot of trouble. It's very, very complex. We have a compliance officer, I think, that'll present to you later today and go over some of that stuff with you. Safety or privacy of patients' information is something she'll talk to you a lot about. That's something we take very seriously regarding the HIPAA rule. And if you see somebody you know in the hospital, you want to treat them well, but you don't go out and talk to other family members about who you saw in the hospital and what was wrong with them. That's something our compliance officer will go with you, but it's a very strict rule. The new patient tower we talked a little bit about when we started. It's a beautiful facility. The facility we had in place here really wasn't a growth building, even though it looks like it grew. It has the same number of beds that we had when we were the old hospital. It's just they're a lot more functional. We had plumbing problems in the old part of the hospital. They weren't conducive to family being in the room. When they were built, they didn't have sinks in there for nurses are now supposed to wash their hand upon entering and exiting the room. It just was not a good setup. So we've really taken a jump in the facility that we have, and we're very blessed to have that. And I think with that customer service goal and expectation has risen. People expect more when they come into a hospital that looks like that. So we've had to raise our service as well. So the commitments that we've made to do that is to provide that good customer experience, be courtesy. If you see somebody in the hospital who doesn't know where they're going, it's our job to go help them find where they're trying to go. Just be courteous to people. The appearance, it's a big building, it's hard to keep clean, but we want to keep it looking as it was the day it opened 15 months ago. Safety, we have a better environment for patient safety. We have better tools in place and technology that allow us to keep our patients and employees safe, and efficiency. We've been able to put some things in place in the new patient tower that has made the work, especially by the nursing staff up on the floors, more efficient. And then we will obviously want great outcomes in patient satisfaction. Design elements, controlled access. Before that new building opened, you could pretty much go anywhere you wanted in the whole hospital without a badge. I mean, you just open doors and you went in. We've put a lot of controlled access in place, so people that don't need to be in the OR can't get into the OR. People who don't need to go into the nursery, where it's a common place for people try to steal babies, they can't get back there unless they have access through their badge. So we've put a lot of controlled access in place. Healing environment, we have a healing garden out front near the waterfall. We've also got a courtyard right across from the cafeteria, which you'll see later today. We want an environment that people feel comfortable and can be soothed, and we think that helps the healing process. Safe patient handling, we've put patient lifts on almost every bed in the entire hospital, so nurses don't constantly have to lift and move patients. There are mechanical lifts in place to move patients from place to place, and we also have bariatric rooms on every unit for our larger patients. LEED certification, this is energy efficiency. We did a lot of things in the new patient tower to make sure that we were efficient as far as energy utilization. One example is we have some water tanks underground, and if it ever rains, though, it captures the rainwater so that we can use that to water our grounds and for other things as opposed to having to use city water. So we've done a lot of things like that that'll be help us be energy efficient. And then technology, we spent a great deal on technology as we built that new patient tower. Bedside computers, every bed has a computer next to it that the nurse can do their documentation on. They can look up information for medications, whatever it be. There's a bedside computer in every room. Vital sign machines are in every room, and they sync right up to the electronic medical record that we have. They don't have to write down what those vital signs are and then go input them to the system. When they take it on that patient, it automatically feeds into the computer system, saves the nurses quite a bit of time. Smart pumps are new IV pumps that were on the market when we bought them a couple of years ago, and they're much better at providing safer IVs for the patients. And then we have an interactive TV entertainment center. Not only a lot of TV channels, you can rent movies, you can access the internet, but you can watch safety videos relative to your sickness that you're here for. If you have pneumonia, there'll be a couple of videos out there you can watch for things that you should watch for, your family should watch for when you go home. It's been able to improve our education process upon discharge. So caring for others is an important aspect of our culture. I think we've talked quite a bit about that. We also do things in our community and support a variety of other charitable organizations. We support the United Way of Midland. We do a drive every year and try to raise a certain amount of money for the United Way. Employees can give. We encourage them to give. You can give one time. You can give on a payroll deduction basis. If you want to give $5 a pay period to the United Way, we're always a big fundraiser for them. Catastrophic Assistance Fund is a great story. It started about 10 years ago in June of 2004. We've helped a total of 183 people. We've given out $101,000 to help people that have been displaced by a fire, they've had a car breakdown and they couldn't get to work. We'll give them money out of the Catastrophic Assistance Fund that we raise through bake sales. When we have older computers and we get new computers, we'll scrap the old computers and we'll sell them to employees for $25 just so they can have a computer at home. A lot of fundraising efforts go into funding that fund, and it's helped a lot of people. And there's a group of people that oversee the access to that fund. I believe the chaplain is the leader of that group. And so if any of our employees are ever in a time of need, that fund is there to help them with that. So that's a good service to provide. That's all I've got. Questions? I may have answers, I may not. I know there's got to be some questions. Yes, sir. You've been in Midland since 2004? Sir?
Y'all changed a lot.
We have changed quite a bit. Yeah, we're growing. Just in the last couple of years, we've changed a lot with that new tower opening up. Anything else? All right. Again, welcome to Midland Memorial. We're glad you're here.
Hospital is a lot better.
Thanks.